I am 95 years old. At my age, society expects me to sit in a rocking chair, knit sweaters, and give you gentle advice about baking cookies. But I am not here to do that. I am here to give you a brutal confession. You probably think that caring about everything, your career, your family's image, what the neighbors think, makes you a good, responsible person. But what if I told you that this relentless need to care is actually building a prison around you? We Americans are raised to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. But looking back from the finish line, I can tell you that you are living with the arrogant, comfortable illusion that you have an endless supply of time. Today, I am going to tell you the 7 things I have absolutely stopped caring about. And I promise you, when you drop these 7 heavy suitcases, you will finally start to live. Number 1, I have stopped caring about impressing people. When we are young, we are obsessed with accumulating. We buy things we don't need, with money we don't have, to impress people we don't even like. I spent decades worried about whether my lawn was as green as the neighbors, or if my coat was in style. Let me set you free. No one is watching you. They are too busy worrying about themselves. Their judgment will eventually rot in the ground right next to them. Number 2, the perfect family picture. This one is hard for us to admit. We raise our kids, sacrifice our youth, and secretly expect them to fill our empty houses every Sunday. We keep score. But independence is a two-way street. I stopped demanding that my children be responsible for my happiness. When you drop the expectation of the perfect, always present family, every phone call becomes a beautiful surprise instead of an exhausting obligation. Number 3, the need to be right. Do you know how many relationships I've watched crumble to dust just because someone had to have the last word? It is your ego making you terrified of looking foolish. I used to argue with my late husband, Arthur, over the most pointless things. Who forgot to pay the water bill? Who took the wrong turn on the highway? If someone comes to me today and says the sky is neon green, I just smile and say, yes, and it looks lovely today. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be at peace? I chose peace. Number 4, accumulating stuff. I look at your generation, working 60 hours a week, missing your daughter's childhood to pay for a car that just sits in traffic. I used to have a big house. I had a garage full of toys. Let me tell you a harsh truth. I have been to a lot of funerals in my 95 years. I have never, not even once, seen a U-Haul trailer following behind a hearse. When you die, your kids are going to hire a stranger to come into your beautiful home and throw 90% of your precious, hard-earned belongings into a dumpster. The rest, they will sell at a yard sale for pennies. It is all just future garbage. Stop lowering yourself to buy it. Number 5. My career legacy. You think your career is your legacy? It is not. It is just a transaction. I had a friend, Eleanor. She was a powerhouse, vice president of her firm. She missed her anniversary dinners to close deals. She won the Businesswoman of the Year award. I went to her office a week after she passed away from a sudden stroke. The company had replaced her in 2 weeks. Her clients forgot her name in a year. The world did not stop. You are selling the precious hours of your life to build a castle for someone else. Your job will be posted online before your obituary is. I stopped caring about titles decades ago. The inner realization. The only wealth you get to keep are the mornings you spent drinking coffee with your spouse, The time you helped a stranger out of the snow, the love you gave away. I don't rewind my business deals in my head. I rewind the sound of my children laughing. Number 6. I have stopped waiting for someday. This right here is the center of all human tragedy. We are all caught in the someday trap. You know exactly what I am talking about, because you probably said it this very morning. I will take that trip to Europe when the kids are older and out of the house. I will start painting when I finally retire. I will be happy and relaxed when the mortgage is fully paid off. I will spend more time with my dad someday, when work slows down. Listen to me, and listen carefully. Someday is the most dangerous word in the English language. It is a beautiful, comforting lie we tell ourselves to avoid the guilt of neglecting our present. We live in a society that glorifies the grind, that tells you exhaustion is a status symbol. But someday is a disease that will steal your life before you even realize you are infected. Let us do the math of life. It is terrifying. It is cold. But I promise you, it will wake you up from this sleepwalking state. We Americans are so incredibly proud of calculating our retirement funds, tracking our stock, portfolios, and planning our 5-year career trajectories. Yet, we absolutely refuse to calculate the only currency that actually matters. If you are 40 years old right now, and you are busy building your empire, you might only see your aging parents once a year for the holidays. You look at them, sitting across the Thanksgiving table, and you subconsciously think you have another 20 years left with them. You don't. I need you to hear this loud and clear. You do not have 20 years. You might only have 20 visits left, 20 more dinners, 20 more times to hug them goodbye at the airport. You can literally count on your hands and toes the exact number of times you will look into your mother's eyes or hear your father's laugh before they are gone forever. When you change the unit of measurement from years to times, the illusion shatters. Every single time you look at your glowing phone instead of your spouse, every time you tell your child, "I'm too busy right now, maybe later," you aren't just delaying things. That specific moment dies forever. It is the death of the moment. The 6-year-old who wanted to show you her drawing will never be 6 again. That specific walk in the autumn air will never happen. There is no later to make up for it. You cannot rewind the clock and play it back. You are treating your brief, beautiful life as a waiting room for a better future that might never arrive. You sit there, enduring decades of stress, waiting for your real life to be called. But this is it. This is the main event. Let me tell you a harsh truth from a 95-year-old woman. There is no future. There is only the present. Tomorrow is a corporate myth. If you continually trade your right now for a future that is completely unguaranteed, you are making the absolute worst bet in the history of gambling. You are betting your irreplaceable life on a roulette wheel that is rigged against you. Stop treating your days like loose change. Stop waiting for the perfect day. The only day you own is today. Number 7. I have completely, unapologetically stopped caring about my wrinkles. Look at my face. Really look at it. Society makes billions of dollars every single year trying to make you terrified of aging. In America, we worship youth and act like growing older is some sort of personal failure, a disease we have to fight with expensive creams, harsh procedures, and constant anxiety. We are sold this lie that we lose our value as we lose our youth. But I refuse to participate in that madness for one more second. Every single line on my face is a deeply etched map of exactly where I have been. I earned every one of them. Do you know how much strength it takes to earn a face like mine? I survived heartbreaks that I thought would physically break me in two. I survived grief and loss that brought me to my knees on the living room floor. I survived the absolute hardest, darkest days of my life. My wrinkles are not flaws. They are my medals of honor. Say, nights spent worrying over a sick child, the years of building a life from scratch, the thousands of hours of uncontrollable laughter with friends who are no longer here. It all leaves a beautiful mark. Growing old is a magnificent privilege denied to so many, and I am not going to spend my remaining days apologizing for surviving. And that brings me to you, and the invisible burdens you are carrying. I am giving you a challenge right now. Consider this your final, practical piece of advice from someone who has absolutely nothing left to prove. This is your 10-minute mission to reclaim your life. As soon as this video is over, I forbid you from mindlessly scrolling to the next one. I want you to physically stand up, find a real piece of paper and a pen. I want you to write down the one expectation you are carrying that is currently crushing your spirit. What is the heavy rock in your invisible backpack? Is it the desperate need for your boss to finally validate your hard work? Is it the bitter anger you are holding against a family member? Is it the agonizing need to prove to your high school classmates that you are successful? Write it down in big, bold letters. Look at it. See how incredibly small it looks on paper. And then, take your pen and aggressively, physically, cross it out. Tear the paper into shreds if you have to. Give yourself permission to break the contract you never should have signed in the first place. Stop waiting for everything in your life to be perfectly aligned before you allow yourself to exhale. You have spent decades running a race with no finish line, constantly telling yourself, "I'll be happy when..." But the goalpost always moves. You get the house, then you need a bigger one. You get the title, then you need the next promotion. You do not need to constantly earn your right to exist. You do not need to prove your value to a world that isn't paying attention anyway. Hear me right now. You are enough, right now, today, exactly as you are. With your messy house, your imperfect relationships, your unfinished to-do lists, and your beautiful, changing body, you are entirely enough. I want you to engrave this next thought into your mind. Write it on your bathroom mirror so it is the first thing you see every morning. Tattoo it on your heart. This is the only absolute truth that matters when you finally reach the end of the road. Time doesn't pass. We are the ones passing. Stop and live. We Americans love a triumphant comeback story. Let this exact moment be the start of yours. If these words from a 95-year-old woman woke something up inside you today, please, do not just keep it to yourself. The world is full of people running themselves into an early grave. Share this message with someone who is running far too fast, someone who is carrying way too much weight and desperately needs permission to put it down. We don't need forced obligations here. But I do want to hear from you. Tell me down in the comments. Which of these 7 things are you finally going to stop caring about today? What expectation are you leaving behind? Let's build a real community of people who are finally awake, supporting each other in living a life of true freedom. My name is Clara. I expect nothing from this world. I care only about what truly matters. And because of that beautiful surrender, I am entirely, completely free. Thank you for giving an old woman your most valuable asset, your time.